What's up, everybody? This is Joel, aka Dr. Fitness, with another training tip video for you. Today we got some stuff that's going to apply to both walkers and runners. We're going to talk about the mental aspect of running. I know a lot of my recent videos have been about running, but hey, I'm inspired when I get out on these runs to share some tips that have helped me stay fit and fresh and active here in life in my 40s. So anyway, but the first thing I want to talk about, because it's a little bit of a chilly day, I just got done with 3.5 mile jog, is I want to talk about dressing for the cooler weather on your runs. Now, you notice I have a beanie. I've got a kind of a dry fit long sleeve shirt, a t-shirt over that, and then I got on my compression tights and some shorts over that. So when I set off on the run, it's about 35 degrees here in Keller, Texas. And the thing is, it's windy. I don't know how much you can see that with the trees behind me, maybe not, but a lot of the leaves are down, but all the leaves are brown, California dreaming. Anyway, but the thing is, when you're trying to decide how do I dress, I think running is all about efficiency. So one of the worst traps you can fall into when it's cold is to wear too much. Because it's not like if you're hiking in the mountains and you got a pack, you start out early in the morning and it's a little chilly, and then you start to warm up. You can take that lightweight jacket off and shove it in your pack. I mean, the worst thing is you're carrying a hoodie during your run or a light jacket or something, and that's not fun. You got to tie it around your waist or something like that. So anyway, what I recommend, and here, put this as bullet point number 1, dressing for running in the cooler weather, is wear something that you'd be a little chilly in otherwise if you weren't running. Okay, so I wanted to make sure, and to emphasize my point, I wanted to make sure that I shot this video now, right after my run, before I start getting chilly again, because I'm walking around and I'm already starting to lose some of that body heat that I built up during my run. So anyway, there goes a fellow runner there. So anyway, when I start off on the run, maybe even for the first mile or so, I'm still a little chilly as my body is starting to generate that body heat and my muscles are starting to loosen up and everything like that. So just something you would be a little chilly in otherwise. When I go to these 5 and 10K races, people start to get kind of chilly when they're waiting for the awards to be read and everybody's, kind of hanging out in the post-race corral. That's because they don't want to be too warm on the race. So, and then now the other thing is about mental fitness, and that's for both runners and walkers. Some of you watching this are not runners, and that's fine. But both running and walking have a profound benefit to your mental fitness. And I'll just share this about me personally. I had a really, really rotten last 2 days. A lot of challenges that went on, both in work and personal life. But hey, it happens. We got to bounce back, right? So running is a good way to recalibrate myself. I challenge all of you, share in the comments. What's something, it doesn't have to be exercise. What's something that helps recalibrate you when you're down, when you've been through a rough patch? For me, running and just exercise in general is great for that. But there's actually some really good science that shows that rhythmic activity of running, just back and forth, is going to clear out the mechanism, to borrow a phrase from one of my favorite baseball movies, For Love of the Game by Kevin Costner. I don't know if y'all remember that. Came out about the turn of the century. And when he's on the mound there, he says, clear the mechanism, and then everything just kind of blurs behind him. Great cinematography. But anyway, it clears out the mechanism, allows you to focus really on your thoughts. And it just, I find that stuff just comes to me, whether big or small, just thoughts about things I should do. Oh, I should do this today. Or, it allows me to reflect on something that happened that might have been a negative in my mind, and I can kind of process it into a positive, possibly. And just think, here's another way to explain that whole concept, that running kind of clears out the mind and allows you to be a little bit more creative, is think about all the thousands of decisions we have to make every day. if any of you on this video, if you have to drive a lot for your job, like I do, or just in general, if you have to drive a lot, you make thousands, literally thousands of decisions every day to keep yourself safe and not crashing your car into other people. I mean, we really we take that for granted, but there's just so much we're asking of this brain all the time that it makes it kind of hard for us to find time to think, to let things come to us that allow us to be the best versions of ourselves. So that's one of the reasons I run. It surely isn't because I'll ever be in the Olympics or anything. That ship has sailed, but it's just a great overall activity for both my physical and mental well-being. So that's the thing. Third thing I want to talk about is just making a plan when you have something coming up. Like for me, it's I have a 10K at the end of the month, and that's actually a new thing for me to run an actual 10K race. I've run 10K before. Some of you maybe are going a lot further when you run, but I think it's important to keep things in front of you. I'm joined this or signed up for this at the urging of my friend who he's done it before. He did this particular race, which is the Cowtown. For those of you that might be local watching this, it's a big event. It's at the end of the month. It's actually 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that, but I'm basically just kind of ramping up, working up to that, and making sure that I'm ready for it. So, and just for me, just doing it and doing a good job is going to be enough. I'm proud to say, and if I can figure out how to throw up a picture on this video, I'll do that. But weekend before last, I actually had my second fastest 5K time ever in an official race at the Lake Benbrook 5K. I want to give out a shout out to Cox Running Club. See, this is one of the race shirts that I got from a race last fall. But Ricky and Demery Cox, a local organization here, and they put on some races. I like them as a group, a lot of really good people, but I also like the races are a little bit smaller. It's a little bit more intimate. But I'm excited to do this Cowtown here towards the end of the month. That's of course going to be a big event with a lot of pomp and circumstance. So just to summarize here, the three things we talked about were dressing for the cold. You want to wear a little bit less than you would normally be comfortable with if you weren't running. And then we want to talk, the second thing is the mental benefits of running or walking. And then that third thing is just to kind of have a plan, set things out in front of you. And I think that third thing, we might be able to springboard that into another video, another training tip or topic for some time. But for now, I will leave you all to your days or nights or whatever. You have a wonderful, wonderful, whatever it is you're doing in life. Keep pushing. And another thing I'm going to ask you to do is leave a comment in here. Anything that you got particularly from this video, anything that you would like me to discuss fitness wise, whatever it is. I would also encourage you to follow me on Instagram at Dr. Joel Greco. So that's at letters DrJoelGreco. That's my Instagram page. And, I share things about what I got going on personally there. But also I try to throw in some fitness things in there. And you can message me, let me know how I can help you, because there's definitely more things we can dive into. Of course, I've been a fitness professional for many years and just overall stayed active and growing in my fitness pursuits. So, all right, take it easy till next time. Stay strong.